Hi there, I'm Debola Ajayi, and I'd like to welcome you to the Debola Ajayi Company. Right. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about very briefly a very important aspect of the value chain or the process of value creation in business, which is ideation. A lot of entrepreneurs, this popular statistic that talks about how that 9 out of every 10 business fails in the first 5 years. We have found out through research that a major reason why this happens is because the entrepreneurs get it wrong at the level of ideation or the ideation phase. So this is the level basically where you are conceptualizing the idea, right? And you're trying to create a framework around that idea that you intend to deploy into the market. So what are a few things that I can share with you that are significant and crucial for an entrepreneur who is at that phase of ideation? Number one, assess the opportunity. Your opportunity assessment framework should determine whether you go into that business or not. There are too many entrepreneurs who go into business out of the passion of the idea or for the idea they have. They haven't bothered to take the time to do the research. They haven't bothered to take the time to test the market. Neither have they bothered to take the time to validate the idea before going into the market, before beginning to consume resources, right, to execute that idea in the marketplace. I think in Africa, one of the things that we need to begin to look at doing differently is investing in validating ideas, right? Investing in doing the research, investing in testing the market to ensure that there is indeed a viable and large enough market to ensure that you not only break even, but that you enter into a profit. And so in the conversation of opportunity assessment, the very first thing I would like to ask you is there a demand for your product? Have you gathered the data? Have you uncovered the statistics of how that sector, that industry is currently performing and how it has performed over the last 10 years, right? In doing a trend analysis, have you been able to ascertain whether there is what's demand for your product? You must also be careful of what we call the projection bias. The projection bias, I think, is one of the most wicked things that can happen to an entrepreneur, because the projection bias is that place where you as an entrepreneur, you are extremely excited about your idea, which you need to be, right? You believe the world about your idea. Like, you are so convinced that this is a good idea. And I like that drive. I like that passion. You need to keep it. It is crucial and essential for your success as an entrepreneur. But at the same time, you do not want to be a victim of your own bias. So I want you to realize that you are very likely, very possibly, in what we call a projection bias, where you are projecting the potential demand for your business, not based on actual data, but based on feelings, emotions, and what I call phantom representations, right? So you want to understand, is there demand for my product? Another thing you want to look at is that you must understand the competitive environment. And there are three things, right, that I want you to focus on in your drive to understand your or the competitive environment for that idea, right? Because understand that you are not going to exist in isolation. Your business is going to have competitors, and you want to make sure that you understand the terrain and the environments that you're going into. So the first thing you want to do, carry out for sure, is a feasibility study, right? Now, in that feasibility study, there are two main parts. One, you must understand the factors that govern profit in that industry. What are the profit drivers? What are the revenue growth drivers? What are the revenue killers, right, in that industry? You must understand the business model that will ensure and guarantee revenue generation, increase, and eventual profitability. There are different models in the market, right? I'll give you one or two. There's a model in the market called freemium, right? Social media companies like Instagram, Facebook, right, Twitter, Snapchat, use the model called freemium. What is freemium? I offer you a basic service for free, and then I upsell you. We all use Google Mail or Gmail, right? And we all don't pay for the service. You just sign up, open an account, and that's it. You can send all the emails you want to and receive all the emails you want to. But then you begin to hit deeper levels of their service, and you begin to see the advantage of subscribing, to their either hard drive space, whatever else it is that Google offers, right? So that's a business model. It's so important. Another business model is franchising. There are tons of business models, right? Point is, you must do the research to understand profitability in your industry. Inclusive in understanding profitability in your industry, right, is also looking at a few things. Number one, what are the economics in the industry you are in? Are you in an industry that has been monopolized, right, where you have heavy monopoly? Is that the kind of industry you're entering into? So you want to understand what we call the power of buyers, right? Basically the negotiating power that buyers have. One major factor that contributes to the negotiating power that buyers have is options, the availability of options. The more options buyers have in the market, check it, the lower the price usually is, right? Than markets where you have many buyers but one seller. So is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? Are you hearing? Buyer's market is there are multiple buyers, but there are also multiple sellers. So you have so many options to pick from, right? You're spoiled for choice. A seller's market is that there are many buyers, there's one seller, right? So the seller is spoiled because the seller basically can call the shots, knowing that you really don't have alternatives. Do you understand? So are you in a buyer's market or are you in a seller's market? Very crucial to understand. You also want to understand the depth of rivalry or the nature of the competition in the industry. How sharp, how stiff is competition in the industry? You look at an industry like beverage, which the industry that Coca-Cola and Pepsi are in, and you might think that because it is a predominantly a two-player industry, which are Coca-Cola and Pepsi, that you therefore have opportunity. But when you look at the fierceness of competition between those two brands, you might want to rethink going into that industry, because those two brands have proven over time that they are willing to spend whatever is required to fiercely out their competitors. And so if you are starting the business, you cannot operate at the level or at the economy of scale, which means that you might not at the beginning be able to offer the product at the market price that Coke and Pepsi are currently offering that product as a result of the economies of scale that they have built over time along the different aspects of the business, from the production, from the supply chain rather, to the production, right, to the packaging and branding, to the distribution networks. You will not be able to, these are global giants, right, who have a global value chain and who have perfected the art of distributing and making this product available to potential buyers in the market, right? So you want to understand the factors that affect profit in your industry. So how powerful are the buyers? How powerful are the sellers? What is the depth of rivalry or competition in the industry? I have a few things I can share along these lines. And then basically you also want to scan the environment. And the easiest way to scan the environment is you look at what we call the pestle analysis, which is you scan the political, the environmental, the social, the technological, the legal landscape of that industry, right, of that sector. So you are well abreast of even potential developments that are coming up that might knock you out of business. And you also want to do a standard SWOT analysis where you understand your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities and threats in that industry. Now, the opportunity that you can take advantage of as an entrepreneur in the phase of ideation or as an established business person who is looking to create a new product or service line, either vertically or horizontally, right, in that economy or in your line of business, then this principle is still important. What opportunity are you going to be able to take advantage of? We don't take advantage of opportunities simply because opportunities present themselves. It is not all opportunities that you can take advantage of. So you must understand the framework that governs opportunity acquisition. And that framework is simple. You are looking for the alignment between your values, right, between your capabilities, and between the opportunity set available to you. It is the point where these three variables intersect that is the sweet spot for you as a business. What are your values? Your values define who you are as a business, the things that are important to you, how you treat your employees, how you treat your customers, how you relate with the environment, your brand positioning, your narrative in the market, right? Your values speak to all the tangibles and intangibles that make up your business. And of course, especially your mission and your vision. The values are the soul of the business, the part of the business that we don't physically see, but drives everything that is physically seen, right? Your values. Capabilities speak to the alignment between your systems, people, and processes. Every business has people working in it, also has processes, and also has systems. you're looking at the depth and degree of alignment. So how aligned are you internally and how aligned are you externally as a business? What is the depth of alignment between the people that work in that business, the processes that have been set up in that business, and the systems that govern the modus day-to-day operandi of the business, right? So the intersection of these three, and of course, opportunities, what customers are demanding. So there's this popular question I ask entrepreneurs: is there demand for your product, right? Like I said earlier. So you want to know where the opportunity is, right? Where's the money flowing? And then see if you can position yourself to offer a service or sell a product in that area so you can capitalize on the opportunity set available for you. The final thing that you want to be able to do is achieve what we call product market fit, right? You built a product, right, but it must fit with the market. And the most basic, most powerful way you can do that is by finding out what your customers need and then creating what they need, right? Rather than creating something and then running up and down looking for the customers to buy or pay for what you've created, right? So get down into the market, into the potential market. Understand the customer, understand what they need, what they're looking for, right? And then create the solution that fits what they need. This way, you guarantee that you are continually in the value creation cycle, right? You are continually in the value creative process. And then, of course, you also want to find out how your buyers want to buy, right? That's important. So you can have those multiple options available, right? I hope the few things I've shared on ideation helps, right? If you need this service on a one-on-one level, please feel free to get in touch with me. My email is on the screen, right? You can shoot me an email and we can get to work. Rooting for you and looking forward to you creating massive amounts of value and deploying it into the market for the mutual benefit of us all. Thank you.